Welcome to Mary Walter Radio, the live cast. Thank you to Ron for that amazing music. He puts that all together himself. So thank you so much for doing that, which is not stopping. Oh, that's because I turned the wrong thing down. There we go. There we go. So thank you so much for joining me. We're starting off the new year as we always do with me going, why can't I stop that music? So welcome and thank you for joining me. Happy New Year, everybody. Yeah. Welcome to 2026. I'll tell you right now, 2026 is not better than 2025. I don't know what I'm going to do. 2025 had like a couple of really big highs. Of course, Trump, the inauguration, all of that, getting to go to the inaugural party down in Washington, D.C. There were a couple of big highs going to Israel. But there were a lot of lows, like a lot of lows. And I'm kind of like done. I'm like over it. Oh, I can't do it. So anyway, hopefully 2026 is going to be much better. But of course, it starts, well, let me bring on this lovely lady here. Christine Flowers. Hello, honey.
Hello, gorgeous. I love the flag in the background. You can tell how slow I am. My Christmas lights are still on. I haven't taken them down yet.
Well, they should be up because today is the Feast of the Epiphany, and the Christmas decorations do not come down until after the Feast of the Epiphany. So there.
Thank you, Catholic girl. You're absolutely right. This is exactly, I meant to do that. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have any up because, I forgot to turn a light on. Hold on. Probably why it looks so dark. Grab this one. Hold on. Let's see if that's better. The IT department's always that's so much better, isn't it?
Yes, there's the gorgeous light glow, the glow on your face, but the flag still looks great.
Yeah, the IT department's always working on the lighting. But if I don't remember to turn them all on, his work is for naught. But we had no Christmas here, none whatsoever. There wasn't even a shred of tinsel because we're both essential personnel and child free. Of course, we always have to work. So because everybody plays the kid card, they're like, but I got kids. And so we have to work. So
exactly.
There goes that. Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. It is what it is. What are you going to
do?
I
have no kids either. I live alone, but I decided to just string up lights in my room so I could sit there quietly and look at it. I think I told you before that. Well, now I'm happy, But on New Year's Eve, I fell asleep. Well, first of all, I had an 8-hour asylum hearing with a judge, Cruella de Judge. She was unbelievable. But then I got home and I was so plotzed. I was in bed by 9:30. I watched part of the Twilight Zone marathon and then I was in the Twilight Zone. So, it was an interesting holiday.
Yeah, it was non-existent for me. So I was so excited when Saturday came, this past Friday hit. I actually got to go to bed Friday night and turn my phone off and not have an alarm wake me up on Saturday morning for the first time in like 2.5 weeks.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. I banged out like 12 hours. I was so tired. But anyway, but I didn't get up, to be fair, I didn't get up New Year's Day with an alarm. I slept late then and I slept late on Christmas just because we did literally nothing. So
well, I have awoken. I don't know what that is, but I'm in downtown Philadelphia. And so on New Year's Day, kaboom, the mummers start, and the loud sound. And okay. I'm 64. I've had 64 years of these people and I love them and I'm Philadelphia, but I mean, come on. It's like screaming and they're literally a block from where I live, which is where they were marching. And I opened my eyes. I said, oh no, it's New Year's.
Oh,
and
no.
They're here. They're back. Like stranger things. They're here.
If I want to sleep, like if I don't want to go, because like my husband's on call this week. So I have, what is that piece of hair there? I have earplugs in all night. Because when his phone goes off, I don't hear it. He can sit right next to me in bed and talk on that phone. And I'm like, I just roll over. I hear nothing. So that's what I do.
Earplugs. I really do. Mummer.
It's fantastic. They're just little squishy things and you just squish them down, and you pull your ear, you go, food, and you put it in your ear and you let go and you just push it in, put it, and then that's it. It's like fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. So, all right. So by the way, for those of you who are watching on the vertical of the, this way on YouTube, because last week the IT department was with me and everybody's complaining that we both weren't on at the same time. When you go to YouTube, you have a choice of, it says Mary Walter with Christine Flowers. And then afterwards, there's like a little square, like a vertical square, and it's got little dots on it and it looks like a cell phone. If you choose that, the picture is going to be to fit your cell phone. So if you don't like that, pick the one next to it. All right. So that's what you have to do. Just a little housekeeping because Christine has to be out early. This is going to be a short podcast. I will be tomorrow. Friday. I will be on, Friday, I'm in for David Webb on Sirius Patriot XM, Sirius XM Patriot Channel 125. This weekend, Saturday at 3, Sunday at 3:30, I will be on the Wendy Bell Show on Newsmax TV. And next Monday and Tuesday, I will be on WPHT from 3 to 6 with Rich Valdez. And I will be also, I'll miss my hit with Chris Salcedo. So I won't be on the Chris Salcedo show. And then next Tuesday, I'm working on a guest who he is a whistleblower, and he kind of I already had the contact, and I was scheduling him for next week, and then he hit like libs of TikTok and everything else. So he has been blackballed from like the National Symphony and stuff. So for his political views. So I actually have a friend who was in a symphony who knows him. So I got the contact info. So hopefully he is coming on next Tuesday. So that's that. Please subscribe if you have not done so. For the love of God, could you just press the up arrow too, like the thumbs up? Like I'll get like 200 people watching. There's like 5 thumbs up. Please. If you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. And same thing on Rumble. Please just leave your comments. Rumble. That would be fantastic. I would appreciate that. And the last thing I'm going to say is just my condolences to my friend Michael Reagan's family. I was so shocked when I heard, Michael has a tendency to forget the time difference. So a lot of times when he texts me, it's like midnight. And I'm like, Michael, because he forgets the time difference. But we had gone back and forth for Christmas, and I sent him a picture from my church because we sat in the balcony. And then I wished him Happy New Year, and I sent him this emote, like this picture that said, Happy New Year to all my friends who will be in bed before midnight. And I said, Happy New Year. And then I wished him Happy New Year the next day, and he didn't respond. And then we have a hit every Monday on the Chris Salcedo show, and he wasn't there. So I just figured he was, I didn't even ask. I just thought he was expanding his holiday. And just before I was going on the air today I was on with Todd Starnes, I got a text from someone and he's like, did you hear about Michael Reagan? I'm like, what? And he said, he passed away. I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? So I texted some of my contacts at Newsmax, and they had no idea. And so as far as I know, he wasn't sick. I mean, like I said, he was fine Christmas Eve and Christmas Day when we went back and forth. So I don't know what happened, but what a wonderful man. And I'm kind of happy for him because he's with his parents, who he talked about all the time and loved dearly. But I know he's going to miss his wife and kids and grandkids and stuff because he talked about them all the time too. So rest in peace, my friend Michael, to you. So yeah, sad.
Oh, Mary, I'm just hearing that news from you right now. That's horrible. I loved his writing. He was syndicated through the Kegel syndicate, and I would always go to that website, and I really would only read his stuff. And he was and what you said is so true. He loved that family, his family of origin, and he honored them. And it's really, really quite, I'm in shock.
Yeah, it was very shocking. It was very sad. And he used to send me all of his articles on Kegel at 12:30 at night, which is why I had to learn to turn my phone off because Michael Reagan were waiting. I would just be like, don't you know what time it is here? I just gave up. I just turned my phone off. I just gave up on the whole thing.
Some people just don't have a sense of time. It's like, I get things at 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, really? You seriously expect me to respond to this right now? Even though I'm up apparently because I'm actually looking at it, but it's very sad. It is. What a loss. What a loss. I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
Too, because I know he was a friend of yours.
Yeah, and it's funny because you say, well, he was only 80, and then you're like, hear yourself say that. I'm like, oh, I'm at that age where 80 is like only 80,
Yeah.
I read
But
something the other day,
he
Chris.
didn't 80, this is going to sound so trite. 80 is the new 60. He did not give off the appearance of being elderly. And he
Yeah,
was at the age, I think his father died, at 84? I think maybe close to
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
But he looked so much more just healthy and vibrant. And I mean,
Yeah.
obviously his dad had been ill. And you're right. Our perspective is so completely different. I turned 64 on December 4th. And
Oh,
to
I missed your
me,
birthday. Happy birthday. I'm sorry.
thank you, darling. But I mean, the whole idea is, yeah, I mean, I look at people in my age group, and they seem young to me. They don't seem like my grandmother did when I was 20 and
Right.
my grandmother was 66. It was like, she was one of the elders. It's like,
Yeah. Well,
the
they
whatever.
say old age is always 15 years older than you currently are. It's a
Yes,
moving target.
that's
And I was
that's
reading
right.
one of my high school friends sent we have a text thread. And one of my high school friends sent this thing going, get the description of the victim. And it's an elderly victim. And it's like, that chick's younger than us.
Oh my God. Elderly. Well,
What?
I was having this conversation with my brother the other day, who just turned 60 on Christmas Day. And we were talking about middle age. And I said, Ted, you do understand you're past middle age now, unless you expect
Yeah.
to live until the age of 120. And he's like, well, I mean, things can happen. I'm like, okay. All
Oh,
right,
look at
George
Ted, the
Jetson.
eternal optimist.
Yeah.
All right, Christine's on a short leash here, so let's get to this. Beck Warney, I believe she jumped in. She's watching from Australia.
Good
She
day,
chimes in
mate.
all the time. Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. Wild Bill, Survivor is here. Scott is here. Scott has like four different profiles, like some for YouTube and some for Rumble. And I love that he works them all. I love it. Thank you very much. Suze is here, checking in a little bit early. Hermit Sal is here. He says, hello, ladies. Yitzhak is here. Rebecca, evening, fellow chatters. She says, so sad about the passing of Michael Reagan. He was such a man and funny too. Yeah, he was such a nice man. He really was. Queen Mary, use your royal connections. Talk up the Pavli revolution. Imagine if the 12ers flee. I hear there are thousands of army and police defections now. You know what, though? Don't they go through this every generation in Iran? Don't they do this every generation? Don't the youth rise up? They make a lot of progress and then it shuts down, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the Arab Spring. The Arab Spring lasted exactly a week. And, and it plotzed. They really need that. It's unfortunate. Somebody was talking, I know we're going to talk about Venezuela, and the difference between the Middle East and Venezuela is that the Middle East is much more, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but the Middle East is much more volatile in the sense, I mean, I don't want to say volatile. They are, let's wait till we get to Venezuela and we can talk about that.
All right.
But
okay, we'll do that quickly.
There's some changes coming.
Yitzhak says, Happy New Year. Buckle up. It's a fire hose of news every day. Hello, Christine. Welcome. And Bondi Blue, the 5-year statutes and limitations today for January 6th, which we all knew she was going to do. She let them expire.
Huh.
Look on your face. It's just like, what?
I'm sorry.
Rebecca,
I know it's January 6th. To me, it's what you said. It's the epiphany.
Epiphany, exactly. I know someone who posted on his Facebook page, I will never forget. I'm like, what?
I know. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's worse than Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I know. Do you believe, and speaking of which, there is now a generation of people who are old enough to vote, old enough to drink, old enough to do a bunch of things, who were not alive when 9/11 happened. And they are thinking that some of the things that happened under Trump's administration, both of them, are worse than 9/11.
Well,
and that is like, you know what? Can we just strip voting rights from that generation, please?
Yeah, well, ignorance is the price you pay for looking like a fool in public. Rebecca says, I still have my Christmas tree up and I will probably keep it up for the rest of the month. It's always so depressing after Christmas is over and all the lights are gone. In the past, we have not had a year now we have not had a tree for a couple of years. We hung on to it, but we're going to get it up. We're going to get the tree up this year. But because of our work schedules, the tree went up in January every single year. And then it would be up until March. It was the dumbest thing. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is stupid. So no.
The year that my father, and this is kind of like a sweet story, and I'll say it very quickly. My dad in 1980, 82, my dad was dying of cancer, and he at Christmas in 1981, my mother got a real tree, as we always did, and she decorated it. And then after New Year's, she checked the tree out, and it was still fresh. So what she did was she waited until February and it was still fresh. So because she had this sense that it was my dad's last tree, on Valentine's Day, she put little pink lights and she put little hearts and it became a Valentine tree. And then the tree stayed fresh. And then my dad was Irish. And so March 17th comes along and St. Patrick, it becomes a green shamrock tree. And then you can believe it, Mare, Easter was early that year, and Easter came. The tree was still fresh. It is just like this miracle. So my mom put little plastic eggs on it, and she decorated it with bunnies, and it became the Easter tree. And my dad passed away a week after Easter that year, but that tree stayed up for almost 4 months. And I've always said, I'm going to keep these damn lights up as long as I want, because there is no season when you can't enjoy sparkly lights.
I agree. All right. Oreo is here. We have less than 15 minutes with you, Missy. So let's bang through this.
I can stay a little bit longer.
Okay.
I can push it up.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's, I believe, like, if you talk through it, that's your fault. Who else is here? Oh, Dottie's here. Dottie's here. I just want to shout out to everybody. Megan is here. This is a new one. Hello, Megan. We'll see what happens with that. D-Man says, Woot 1210 WPHT Philly. Yeah, I'll be there Monday and Tuesday from 3 to 6 p.m. with Rich Valdez, who was on the Israel trip with us, Yitzhak, but he was on a different bus. So we didn't see him. I didn't get to hang out with him on the long rides, but it was good. VSK, so glad to hear you're very busy. I would not mind every now and then, like a day, just a day, to just drink my coffee and catch up on my 90 days fiancés, just like a day.
Oh, that one. And
that's all I'm
those are authentic, because I have done fiance visas, and believe me, it is a horror show. It is.
But you're only on that show because you're a horror, Art says, Christine says people say that she looks like Sarah Palin. I see as much Katie Seagal or as Sarah. That's a good thing. People tell me in ITG that we look just like Brad Pitt constantly. Art has a bromance going on with my husband.
I want everybody to appreciate how preppy I am. I'm going very Nova preppy. I am not a prep. I rarely wore preppy stuff when when you were supposed to. But for some reason, I found this shirt and this little vest, and I'm going very, very nice. Parker Stevenson today.
Yes. Well, I'm a big prep at heart, but I have this collared shirt. I bought this shirt when I was living in Washington, D.C. and didn't have anything nice. And we got invited to the White House. And I was like, so I had to go out and buy a skirt and a top. And we met with Vance. And so here I am at the H&M down the street in Chevy Chase, Maryland. I think it was in DC, trying to find something that I can wear to the White House, and everything's this big at H&M. Like it's like made for Smurfs or very, very, very little people, like skinny Oompa Loompas. And so I did manage to find a skirt that I just had to hold my breath in the whole time I was there. I pray to God the bumper.
Gorgeous.
And this top. And so I wore this for my TV today. Okay. Okay. Patrick says, I remember, Scott, I remembered I just pulled down the bar thong tricky in YouTube and click the like hand button thing. Yes, that's right. And I don't know what you're talking about, golds and bars and thongs, but all right. Get Goldie Gamari as a guest. She's a former Canadian minister. I'll see what I can do. Rumble. Yes. Beck is rumbling. Condolences to Michael's family. Yes, thank you so much. Art says, wife is listening in as well. I hope she doesn't see ITG. She may want to leave me for him. ITG makes bank. Jill would like to know if either one of us are into black guys.
I have
Depends on who it is.
I was going to say what I meant to say was I see no color, nothing. I was about to say I have no standards, which is completely a different connotation, but hi.
Let's see. Eplos666 wants to know when we're coming to Berlin. I've never been to Berlin despite being of German heritage and despite growing up speaking English and German. My family's all from the South, so I have never been.
I did not know that. Secret about you.
It's not a secret.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? You still sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Aber ich schwätze Schwäbisch Deutsch. So I speak a dialect.
I love that. Oh my God. I learn something new every day. That's pretty cool.
The Salcedo appearance. Thanks, Gregory, with Mike and Mary. We're always, I know. What are we going to do? It was Mondays with Mike and Mary. I don't know what we're going to do. Dr. Roizen of the Cleveland Institute says 90 is the new 70. So very quickly, we're never going to get to the topic. Never. Rebecca, you need to make a visit to the animal shelter and bring. No, that's not happening. Oliver is not getting a friend home. No, it's not happening. No. Oliver's gone. I'm done. My goddaughter told her mother one day when she turned 50, I think it was. She said, Mom, don't worry about it. 50 is the new 30. But 30 is pretty old. She was like, thank you, you devil child.
So my nephew says to me a couple years ago, we were talking about something, and I said, well, you know what? Because I was singing. I said, I'm going to sing at your wedding. And he said, I don't know if you're going to be alive for that time. I said, what do you mean? Going to get married at the age of 75? Alex, I intend to be around for a while. I think, I don't know. I mean, when I was young and there were older, elderly people around me, I was very respectful. I don't know what's happened to the younger generation.
They call us all by our first names now. All our neighbors' kids call me by my first name. I'm like, when did this happen?
It's very Quaker. When I used to teach in a Quaker school, it was always, hi, Chris. Hi. And I had taught in a Catholic girls' school. And I was used to Miss Flowers, Miss Flowers, Miss Flowers. I go into the Quaker school and all of a sudden I have no last name. And it's like, hey, bro, how are you? What? No, I'm sorry. You call an adult by their last name. You do, or Miss, from the South, Miss Christine, Miss Mary, ma'am, something like that. No.
Yeah. All right. Herman has a legal question that has nothing to do with immigration, despite you being an immigration lawyer. So he's going to take a shot at some free legal advice. He said, I would like to ask Christine a legal question. New York City tenant commissioner said private property could be redistributed to others, especially white people's homes. What recourse do I have to protect my home? Well, you should have moved out a while ago because when all your neighbors, you always want to be the first one out. You never want to be the straggler. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Well, first of all, that is a violation of the equal protection. I mean, that's a federal violation. So, I mean, no matter what happens, the federal law trumps the state. Federal constitution trumps the state. So, I have to say again, I am not a civil rights lawyer, but that's a pretty slam dunk. Anytime you put race in there, anytime you actively say we're taking property and giving it, or we're taking property from this race of people and we're giving it to another group of people, that's a big problem.
What she said, it would disproportionately affect white people, and they know that because more white people own homes. She goes, she's racist, so she assumes black people don't own homes. So she's racist. So she assumes that it would disproportionately affect white people. She didn't say we're taking it only from white people. So I think that's what it is.
But it's de facto. It's not de jure. It's de facto. By the act itself, it's de facto discrimination. She's not a very smart woman.
No, none of them are.
No.
It's going to be a disaster. And Hermit Sal, get the hell out of New York while your property still has value, because ain't nobody going to be looking to move into New York. You got to be the first one out.
Yeah.
Gregory says, I'm guessing that Ms. Flowers might be against a moratorium on all immigration.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have a job, so there's that.
Well, the thing would be, even if I weren't an immigration attorney, because I have grown up around immigrants, I would absolutely not be in favor of a moratorium on all immigration. That would be ridiculous, because some of the people that I've worked with in the past are super brains. They work at Jefferson Hospital. They work at Children's Hospital. They worked on AIDS research. They are artists. I mean, the idea of closing the border and stopping illegal immigration across the border, I get that. I understand that. I have issues with some of the ways that we're doing that right now. Excuse me. But I get that. And criminal aliens, first bus out, first boat out, first plane out. I don't care. I don't have a problem with that. But to put a moratorium on all immigration, to tell an American citizen that he can't get married to his foreign national Italian girlfriend, or can't sponsor his mother from Mexico or wherever. No. So I'm against it.
Well, I think what they're talking about doing is what we had in place from the Depression to 1965, which was a controlled number of people from certain countries. Like there's a controlled number of people. It wasn't a moratorium, but it was a break, because we couldn't absorb people during the Depression. And we have to have a slow growth. You can't bring in 13 million people in the course of 2 years into this country, or 3 years into this country, and not have it affect the country. We got to bring them in slowly. They have to have time to assimilate, because if they don't, you wind up with communities that never assimilate. And that's a problem, as we are seeing with the Somali communities in this country that don't assimilate, and they expect everyone around them to assimilate to their culture. So I don't have a problem with the slowdown like we had from, like I said, the Great Depression to 1965. And then it's controlled, and we have time to vet people, and we know who's coming in. And it's a big break, put a big break on it. And that I'm okay with. But let's get to the reason why I asked you to join me here today. Is being an immigration lawyer, I called you over the weekend with what was going on with Venezuela, and you happened to, and I said, hey, would you be interested in talking about this? And you said, well, I actually have some clients who are Venezuelan, who are in the process of becoming American citizens, and I'm sure they have expressed their opinion to you about what is going on in Venezuela. So the floor is yours.
So I have there is a very vibrant, Venezuelan expat community in the Philadelphia area. Sorry, Mayor, I've got to drink my water. And the diaspora in the Northeast, in Philadelphia, is somewhat different than the diaspora in, I would say, in Florida, in the Southwest, and the southern part of the United States. The Venezuelans who are down in Florida are very similar to the Cubans, the first and second generation, first wave and second wave that came over after Batista was overthrown by Castro. The vast majority of them are thrilled. Those guys down in Florida are absolutely thrilled that Maduro is gone, and they have no time for all of the the niceties and the nuances that the guys on CNN and MSNBC or MSN or whatever they call it now are talking about. How it was a criminal act to basically kidnap Maduro, and all of a sudden Maduro has now morphed into this poor, empathetic creature who never did wrong to anybody. Up here, there is that demographic. There are also some who are a little bit more skeptical about what's going on with respect to the opposition candidates, the Ernesto Gonzalez, who should have been president after the 2024 election, and Maria Corina Machado, who won the Nobel Peace Prize and who was an opposition leader. And I have to say, a lot of people were saying, well, if she was the opposition leader, why wouldn't she automatically be president? She wasn't running for political office. She wasn't
on the ballot.
She wasn't on the ballot. She was not. She was. Right. She was more like. I'm trying to think of who we like. Well, Alexei Navalny was a candidate, but then when he was no longer running for office, he became the opposition against Putin in Russia. So she was kind of that. And I think people are a little bit troubled that she's not being kept in the inner loop here. Now, we only see the tip of the iceberg. We don't know what the negotiations are. I adore Marco Rubio. To me, Marco Rubio is the best thing in DC right now. And I know that there are some people who disagree. There are some people who would, feel that he is a little bit too much of the old establishment. That's why I love him, because he has a foot in both worlds. He can be that bridge between the old Reagan conservative Republicans and the people who are much more, MAGA, who are Trump, who are, MAGA all the way. So I think there is a little bit of apprehension, let's say, on the part of some of the Venezuelans that I've met up here. Overall, though, Mary, they are very happy to see Maduro gone. And I will tell you, you said that I have clients who are applying for citizenship. I do. I also have clients who are applying for asylum and refugee status because they were members of the opposition in Venezuela under Maduro as well. I can't give a lot of details because these cases are ongoing and I don't want to violate attorney-client privilege. But suffice it to say that Maduro was an evil man. And by the way, Maduro being gone does not mean that Chavismo and that whole communist, socialist, Democrat, thank you, Mamdani, bringing that to New York, that whole zeitgeist is still very, very, very present in Venezuela. So getting rid of Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, does not mean that we are, we are safe and the tyrant is gone. It's not like Saddam. And I think, again, there's a lot of misconception on the part of the American public. I'm particularly angry with the left because, and I am not far right. I am not Trump all the way. I'm not MAGA. I support Trump. I'm sort of like a la carte. I support many of the things he's done. And obviously I oppose a number of the things, particularly with the immigration. But I'm angry much, much more at the left than I am at the right. And that's because right before, on Friday, so right before we knew that Maduro was gone, the left were all about, oh, it's horrible what Maduro is doing in Venezuela. My immigration colleagues were saying this, and, he's a dictator and the harm that he's causing to the people. All of a sudden, Saturday morning, an hour after we find out that rat bastard is gone and with us, you all of a sudden the left has forgotten about the crimes that this man committed, the torture, the illegal detention, the manipulation of elections. All of a sudden, he is a victim, and he's a victim of American imperialism and aggression. The idea that you cannot go and arrest and extradite someone in a foreign country that has been credibly accused of a crime is ridiculous. What about Adolf Eichmann? When the Mossad went to Argentina and they kidnapped this Nazi and they brought him to Israel and they put him on trial and then they executed him. Woohoo! Go Mossad. What about, people might not know this. This is more of a Philadelphia-centric thing, but there was a guy named Ira Einhorn, one of the founders of Earth Day.
Yeah.
And he killed his girlfriend, Holly.
Kathy something. Yeah.
I forget her last name. Her first name was Holly. They lived in West Philly, and she went to Bryn Mawr. She was a Bryn Mawr grad. He killed her, and he hid her body in a closet, and it started smelling, and he fled the United States with the assistance. Well, let's put it this way. Arlen Specter had some real shady dealings there, my former Pennsylvania senator. And the guy was on the lam for 2 decades, Mary. And it took the district attorney, my good friend of my father's, I love her dearly, Lynn Abraham, to get him back here. They went and they got him in France. They had to promise France that they wouldn't execute him, but they got him, picked him up, brought him back, and he was he had been tried in absentia when he was on the lam, but they brought him back here and he was jailed. And I believe he died in jail. But so this whole idea that what was done was illegal, no, it was not. And I'm listening to all of these so-called legal experts on these cable networks. And I'm like, you guys don't know bupkis, because this is a legal procedure. As Marco Rubio was saying on the morning shows, and George Stephanopoulos is out there trying to say, well, what legal authority do you have? He was credibly accused and I believe convicted of drug trafficking in a court in the American justice system. And so there is no problem whatsoever, I find, in going in, getting him. This was not an overthrow. This was not a coup d'etat. This was a legal act and a legal action. So there.
Yeah. No. Oh, I lost my head thing. Where did it go? I dropped it. Oh, I lost. Can you still hear me? I dropped one of my earbud things.
We can.
Okay, you can still hear me. All right, it's on the. Okay, it's on the floor somewhere. I don't know where it went. It bounced. Okay, good. All right. It popped right out of my ear. I have little ears. I have really little ears. I have really baby little ears, and stuff it pops out. Anyway, first of all, before you leave, watching your back wants to let me hear a "Go Birds."
Go Birds! Go Birds!
There
and
you
I
go.
don't think we're going to fire Sirianni like the Ravens just fired Harbaugh, which, I mean, come on. The guy took them to the Super Bowl. Why did they?
I like Sirianni. He was wearing, when Villanova football was playing in the semifinals, whatever. He came out to a press conference with the Villanova football shirt on. So I was very happy. Oh, the IT department. You have to say hello to your friend Art. The IT department's looking for my help. Did you find it? Oh, there it is. Say hello to your buddy Art. And there's Christine.
Hi, handsome.
Hi, Christine. Hi, Art.
Happy New Year.
She says Happy New Year. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. So let's get through this. Yes. Judy says, hit the Rumble button, please, 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 please. D-Man says we both look great. Christine, Rebecca loves when we're together. She said, we're always fun. Here, Keith goes, how could people learn something, like the saying, you learn something every day, something new every day? How can people learn something new every day and still be so effing dumb? Someone wants to know, Art would like to know, did you know Tina Fey, or are you just from the same neighborhood?
I did not know her, but we are 6 degrees of separation, because I was in the very first year of Upper Darby Summer Stage, which is where she got her start. And she's like 11 years younger than I am, but I know Harry Dietz. So I know the guy who founded it, who knew her, who helped make her. She credits Upper Darby Summer Stage with putting her on the career path. So there's that. Okay. And we both have Delco Philadelphia accents. So, and we both wear glasses, and we both love Pika's Pizza, and Pika just closed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, at least you don't have that horrendous home phone, that horrendous accent.
I don't, except sometimes I do when I'm watching
when you talk through your nose.
The birds. Oh my God.
The eagles.
Yeah, and the water.
The eagles in the water. Yeah. A bagel. Water. It's a bagel. I'm like, no, that's a dog. A beagle is a dog. A bagel is a bagel. What's a bagel?
Philadelphians.
Horrific.
Philadelphians, Fluffians, we don't eat bagels. we eat pretzels. Bagels? What's a bagel?
Cold pretzels in a shopping cart, as opposed to nice, warm, hot pretzels from a vendor. It's ugh. Yesterday met me through Wendy Bell Radio. I can't stand when you see them on Route 1 and they're in like this shopping cart and they're all like, stuck together. It's disgusting. There's people buying them. I'm like, no.
Well, have you ever been to an Eagles tailgate?
No.
You don't want to eat those pretzels. You have no idea how many fingerprints you need to dust for. That you just have no idea.
Oh. Oreo says 72 is the new 42. I might have a chance.
You went one decade back. It could be the new 52.
Let's see parts. There's a lot on here, guys, but Christine's got to run. So hello from Russia.
Do svidaniya. Oh, wait.
I don't know what that little salute was. What was this? I don't know what that was. Jose says España. Hello.
Hola, Jose. ¿Qué tal, querido?
How many? You speak like 5 languages. You're like Melania, right?
Yeah, but you speak German. I can't speak German. That is amazing.
It's been a long time. It's been a very long time since my grandparents. And I grew up speaking Schwäbisch Deutsch, which is a southern dialect.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I went to German class in school for the first time in 7th grade, I'm like, nailing this. I never got above a C because my teacher was like, what your family did to you is like sending someone from Germany to Brooklyn to learn how to speak English. I was like, oh. So
rude.
But I did learn how to speak Hochdeutsch, which is the official language. I did learn how to speak that, and I can read, write, and speak Hochdeutsch. But because of my Schwäbisch Deutsch, I can understand a lot of Yiddish. So I love when Jews are like speaking Yiddish and they're talking and I can understand. I can kind of get the gist of what they're saying, especially if they don't talk quickly. It's a lot of fun then when I like answer them and they're like, because the Catholic girls.
It used to be a lot more fun to be able to speak a foreign language with somebody and know that nobody knew what you were talking about. Now there's just too many immigrants in the country. Missing the irony entirely.
All of it, right? What does this mean? What does this mean? Me das mucho. I don't hope it's not a swear.
Me das mucho calor. I'm giving Jose Luis Mantecan much heat. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, good for you.
No, I think he's talking to you.
Let's see. Yitzhak says 2 to 3 million Americans died each year. We need about 2 to 3 million Americans, legal immigrants. Okay.
Well, Americans need to start having babies too, because
that's
Americans,
true.
Our birth
although neither
rate
one of us did, so I don't know what we're talking about.
I know.
Buddy says, hello, ladies. Who's the queen? I'm the queen. And I'm only the queen because our friend, Oliver's in the litter box. I'm only the queen because my friend Evie, who does all of my graphics for me, his son Zach calls me the queen, and I can never change it because of Zach. So it has to stay that way.
But you are the queen.
I know. I tell my husband that. I think I've got him trained a little bit now, but I think it's good. Yitzhak says Machado was not allowed to be on the ballot. Let's see.
Exactly right.
Mules can say, you don't know what the population of Venezuela wants because they're unlikely to be allowed to have an election. So all of your insight is hearsay. Well, okay, that's fine. I mean, I can understand.
Is actually not hearsay because it comes from the country reports. And there are a lot of individuals who have on the ground information about the polling, about what happened at the prior elections. So that's not exactly true. There is a lot of identifiable facts and statistics that have been culled over let's see. Chavez died in 2013, and I believe he was in office from 96, maybe a little bit after that. And Maduro has been there since 2013. So we're talking over almost 3 decades, and there is a lot of information. You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about the leftist crazy guy, the Colombian president, who used to be at the age of 17 when I was trying to get into the National Honor Society. He got into a terrorist guerrilla group, and for some reason he's also a narco trafficker, and for some reason he thinks that he's safe from any kind of repercussions, and he's big guy out there swinging his baton. And I think that's an unwise thing to be doing at this particular moment because the American military and the American government, the White House, aren't really shy about going into South American countries when you have criminals that are running those countries. So
the Don Rowe Doctrine. Conley says MAGA means make America great again. What's not to like about that? Because you said you're not MAGA.
I'm not MAGA. I'm not MAGA because there are a lot of things beyond MAGA that are not just in that acronym, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I am conservative, pro-life, all that stuff, but no, I'm not MAGA. And I voted for Trump twice, but I did not vote for him the third time around. I wrote in Marco Rubio. So technically,
this time you wrote in Marco Rubio? Man, I am MAGA all the way, girl. We have so much Donald Trump stuff in this house. Oh, I'm not a registered Republican though, so I vote for the person, not the party.
Neither
So
am I. No longer.
I will say, and I said this yesterday on Chris Salcedo's show on Newsmax, and he was talking about Marco Rubio, and I was like, I never thought I would say that. Well, I know that alpha men are hot, but I never thought I would say that Marco Rubio is hot because
I always
when
thought he was
he's
hot. I mean, he's
oh
short.
God,
And
he's
I'm
little
short.
and he's got the big ears. He's
He's
got the
so
ears and he's
cute.
little. He's
I
little.
can't-
He's
I
short.
don't know.
Not
I like him. He looks
wait, where is
like
this?
a short Latino Donny Osmond, which I always thought was really cute. I always loved Donny Osmond. And I love Bobby
Well,
Sherman, who was short.
Bobby Sherman, who
I
was
like
short.
short
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, how to? Well, you're little. That's why I'm 5'7". You're little. That's the difference.
Thank
But
you.
Marco
I'm
Rubio,
short.
I never thought he was hot. But yesterday, I admitted it on Newsmax yesterday when he schooled Margaret Brennan. I was like,
You know what? I saw
boy.
that one after he was even better with Margaret than he was with George. George the dwarf, George Stephanopoulos. He was like an automaton asking the same damn question. And Marco was amazing. That's why I say he is a statesman. He is the perfect person to be Secretary of State right now. Plus, he's got all those other hats that he wears. But I did see the Margaret Brennan one, and Margaret Brennan has just gone off the deep end. I used to like her. I used to think she was kind of like trying to thread the needle and be centrist. No freaking way. She was outrageous. And then Kristen Welker, who is a Philly girl, or from this area originally, I thought she was kind of like she wasn't as bad as Margaret. She wasn't quite as bad as George, but that's not saying much. It was a very low threshold to reach, to meet.
All right, last one, and then I'll let you go. First of all, somebody said Israel was just ballistic missiled by Iran. Where the hell is Trump? Did that just happen? Did we miss something? But I love this
we're
one.
on right now.
While we're on right now, look at this. Jewish girl, you're wrong. Which one of us is the Jewish girl? Christine or Mary? Mary or Christine? Which one of us?
Sounds kind of like anti-Semitic over there. I mean,
you think?
Yeah, dude or girl or whatever you are.
But which one of us is Jewish?
I don't know, Mare. Honestly, I don't know. Let me see. Your name is Mary, and Mary was the mother of God, and she was Jewish, and my middle name is Marie, so that's kind of Mary. So maybe that makes us Jewish.
Do you know when I was in Israel?
And I love blinnies, and I love latkes, and I have a dreidel. So maybe I'm a Jew.
Maybe you are, but when I was in Israel, I said, they said me your name. I said Mary, and they go, oh, who are you named after? I'm like,
her.
I'm gonna go with the big one. That's the one. I don't think it was like my mom's neighbor. I mean, my middle name is from a nun that my mom was friends with that I never met because that was the end. I don't know, whatever. But anyway,
by the way, can I say something? Being called Jewish for me is a huge compliment. Because if I were not Catholic, I would be Jewish. But that comment, that just smells of anti-Semitism.
And our Rebecca says, I speak Australian. I'm just being polite.
I love your name, Rebecca, by the way. I love that name. My favorite
we have
aunt was
two.
Rebecca.
I think we have two Rebeccas. So young America, Petra, love the interaction with the guests. Christine and Mary do not deal with hearsay, Herman Sal says. Mary looked like she had the baby.
You want to go to the country reports? Look them up. Google them.
No, somebody said that. Remember that person said that it was hearsay, which you were saying, right? Yeah. Gregory says Mary looked like she had the vapors over Marco yesterday. I was like, you know what? I just love that he's going to be, have you seen the memes going around that he's going to be running Chile and Venezuela and he's going to be doing all this stuff. There's like pictures of Marco Rubio. He's got all different like outfits on for the different things he's going to be doing.
Plus, he's going to have a cooking show, Latino Cooking Comida, on the Food Channel. I mean, this guy is all over the place. He's great. I love him.
Ridiculous. All right, I'm going to let you go. Go. You have to go. Get out of here. Goodbye. Where can people find you? On Kagel, of course. They can find you Flower Lady 61 on X. Where else? That it?
On that's it. The Delaware County Times is the website, but Kagel, Broad and Liberty broadandliberty.com.
Okay.
You can also Google 6ABC because I pop up every month on one of their political panels. So I love you, Mary. I adore you. Take care.
Thank you, my friend.
And I love your faithful, loving audience and your IT guy too. And pet Oliver for me. Okay.
I will. Thank you so much, honey. I really appreciate your time. I know you got to run to another Zoom call. So thank you so much. And thank you for starting the new year with me. You are the best.
You are
Goodbye,
too.
my love, my friend. Bye-bye. All right. So she's out. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Don't forget to please, Rumble, hit the Rumble button, Rumble. If you're over there, please subscribe. Please put, the up, give me some thumbs ups. I appreciate that. Tell your friends as well. Next Tuesday, as I said, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, as always. And my guest is going to hopefully be this guy who's a whistleblower who got canceled from some symphonies. And he is out telling his story. He is suing, but shockingly, apparently his lawyer's letting him talk. So that's super interesting. Scott says, I've decided falafel is a much better choice. It's pretty good with meals. Falafel's good, but it's dry. We have a new restaurant near us that I absolutely love. And it's not new. It's been there forever. I never knew what it was, but a friend took me in, and it's Middle Eastern food. It's so good. It's to die. And he makes his own falafels. Muhammad makes his own falafels. So good. So good. They're wonderful with tahini sauce. I like it with, it's not tahini. This yogurt with cucumber. Is that tahini? No, tzatziki sauce. So I like it with that. Who is this? I swear you were doing the morning show on KFIZ AM in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin this morning. No, your voice twin is still at large. I wonder who that was. It is tzatziki. Thank you. I wonder who that was. I'll have to look that up. But KFIZ and Fond du Lac. Was it like a guest? I don't know. I'll look it up. I have to figure that out. So don't forget, Friday, I will be in for David Webb on Sirius XM Patriot Channel 125 from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Saturday at 3, Sunday at 3:30, I will be on the Wendy Bell Show on Newsmax TV. Monday and Tuesday, I will be on WPHT out of Philadelphia from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time with Rich Valdez. And then Tuesday, we're back in here for the podcast. So thank you so much, everybody. You can follow me on X at Mary Walter Radio. There's no S because there's just one of me. So that's what I will be doing. And I do appreciate you, of course, joining me. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Mwah. Love you. The music never goes. Why does the music not play when I hit the music to play? There it goes. Okay. Bye.